Today we meet the sampling distribution of X-bar. That is to say, we will learn how a statistic like the sample mean behaves across many samples. Parameters are the truth. Statistics are our best guesses. Sampling error is the gap, like the distance between where your dart lands and the bull's eye. Every time you take a random sample of size n from a population, different individuals will end up in your sample. As a result, your sample statistic X-bar will change from sample to sample. So X-bar itself is a random variable, and we can discuss the mean, standard deviation, and the probability distribution of X-bar. Such a distribution is called a sampling distribution. The average of averages targets the true mean. Sometimes your sample statistic X-bar will overestimate the true mean, and sometimes it will underestimate it. But these sampling errors will cancel out if you take the average of all averages. Also, the spread shrinks with bigger samples. In other words, these errors become smaller for bigger samples. Imagine you are throwing darts. You cannot hit the exact center of the target. However, you will hit all around it in a balanced way, so the average location of where your darts land is the exact center. How does sample size affect your performance? If your sample size is large, you will be a better thrower of darts. That is, your darts will land closer to the center. The most common average is 3, no surprise, and the spread of averages is smaller than the spread of single values. Averages calm things down. Path 1. Population is already bell-shaped, so the sampling distribution of X-bar is bell-shaped. Path 2. The central limit theorem guarantees the sampling distribution of X-bar is bell-shaped as long as sample size is large. The bigger the n, the better the bell. One pad at 60,140 kilometers is no big deal. About a third of pads could be that low. But the average of 25 that low? That raises eyebrows. Roughly a 2% chance for such an event if the claim were true. Translation: we're now suspicious about the validity of the brochure.